I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 9 of my weight loss journey with Zepbound. I wanted to come on here and give you a quick update about how things have been going. It has now been 1 year since I began my weight loss journey, and I can't believe it has been that long. It has gone by so quickly, and it has been like no other diet that I've ever been on, and it has been an incredible journey so far. And I wanted to give an update on how things are going. And I also wanted to take a look back on how far I've actually come through this journey. I moved up to Zepbound dose 12.5 milligrams last week. And if you recall, during my last update, I mentioned that I had been spreading out my doses every 10 days due to the shortage. Well, about 3 months ago, the medication became much easier to find. And so I again started taking my doses every 7 days. I did stay on 10 milligrams throughout the holidays, and I did find myself becoming more hungry. But I pretty much maintained my weight throughout the holidays, which, if you know me, that is a huge accomplishment just in of itself. And as I knew it was time for me to move up to 12 milligrams, I found the weight loss was slowing down, plateauing, and even gaining a little bit. But it again was the holidays, and I was not overly concerned about it. And since I remained about the same weight that I had for a number of weeks, I decided it was time for me to move up. As I mentioned in my last video, when I move up in a dose, the one thing that does make me a little bit nervous about doing that is the insurance will only cover one box of the half milligram dosages. For example, the 12.5 milligrams that I just started. Therefore, after these 4 doses, I must move up to the next highest dose, which is 15, which is the max for Zepbound. I just really wish that insurance companies would allow my doctor and me to decide what dose is best for me and not force me to move up in a dose, especially if I find out that that dose is working. And I am so thankful for this journey, as I said. I am still feeling great, and I continue to feel better than I have in years. During the holidays, I did notice again the food noises and the hunger noises coming back. But since I started taking 12.5 milligrams last week, those food noises and everything has gone away again. All right, so let's dive into my results. If you remember, my highest weight that I ever had been was 349 pounds. And when I started taking Zepbound on January 13th of 2024, I weighed in at 339.3 pounds. And during my last update, I weighed in at 273.7. Well, this morning I weighed in at 249.8 pounds. That's a loss of 23.9 pounds since my last episode, and a total loss of 89.5 pounds since I started taking Zepbound a year ago. That is amazing. That's an average of 1.75 pounds per week overall, which is great. So I have a little chart up here that I sort of tracked over the weeks, and you can sort of see how it has been taking my weight down. And if I look back, I lost the following amount on each dose. On the 2.5 milligrams, I was on that for 6 weeks. Back then, the insurance company did cover a little bit longer on the doses. And I lost 27.2 pounds on the 2.5 milligrams over that 6 weeks, which was an average of 3.88 pounds per week. When I went to the 5 milligrams, I stayed on that for 20 weeks. And I lost 34.3 pounds, which was an average of 1.81 pounds per week. When I moved up to the 7.5 milligrams, I was on that for 5 weeks because I spread those dosages out. I lost 11.7 pounds, which was an average of 2.34 pounds per week. And on the 10 milligrams, I was on that for 20 weeks. And I lost 12.6 pounds, which was an average of 0.66 pounds per week. And as I mentioned before, during the holidays, I pretty much maintained where I would gain a couple pounds one week and lose it the next. But overall, the time between Thanksgiving and New Year's, I lost 1 pound overall. So you know what? I'll take that. For the first week I've been on 12.5 milligrams, I lost 3.7 pounds. And this is the lowest weight I have been at in close to 20 years. You know, today we went to PetSmart earlier, and let's take a look back at a video that I did. So if you look up here, I'll show you a video that we did.
We're here at the pet store just to sort of get a visualization of how much weight I've lost over this past year. So I've lost 89.5 pounds, which is almost 90 pounds. So let's look at that in terms of dog food. So these dog foods are 30 pounds each. So I lost that. And that. And that. 30 pounds. I was carrying this around. Now I've lost it.
That's three 30-pound bags of dog food. This is incredible. And it really helps put into perspective just how far I have come this year. I can't believe I was carrying around that much extra weight. No wonder I feel so much better. Also, I've seen my BMI go down from 46.1 to 33.9, which also makes me feel great. I've gone from class 3 obesity, which is morbid obesity, to class 1 obesity, which is amazing to go that far in 1 year. Looking back at my first year video and pictures I'll put up here, I can truly see a difference about how far I have come. Can you see that difference? It amazes me every time I look at this. I continue to see changes in my clothes, which is another great feeling. When I started my journey, I was in size 44 jeans and they were tight. I'm currently able to get into size 36 jeans. I've also gone from wearing 4X shirts to being able to actually get into an XL shirt. Maybe. And my belt, I started with this belt. And if you remember my very first episode, I've talked about this belt a lot. And I could barely get to this very first notch on this belt. Now I'm easily getting to this last notch and beyond, which is 7 notches on this. I've lost that much just in my waist. That's amazing to me when I look back and I look at these non-scale victories about where I've been. So let's talk about some other things about how everything else is going. We'll start with review of those side effects. Remember, I've had no major side effects throughout my journey. All of my side effects have been very, very minimal. During the very first week, I had a little bit of breakthrough heartburn the first 3 days. The third week, I had some minor bloating for about 24 hours. And throughout this journey, I've had minor bouts with constipation, but it was not bad. As long as I stay up on my fiber and everything, I don't have any issues. So let's talk about my food choices over the past year. I continue to make pretty good food choices along the way. I really try to focus on proteins, fruits, and vegetables, and fiber every day. I've also limited the amount of red meat that I eat every day, and I've also tried to add in fish at least twice a week, sometimes more. One of the downfalls of me has always been bread and carbs, and that's where I sometimes still struggle, but it is easier to turn that down. Since moving up to 12.5 this past week, it has really helped with that once again. And one of my downfalls, again, has always been sweets. As a kid, as an adult, I've always loved sweets. And, things like cakes, donuts, cookies, etc. And it's still going very well. I don't crave these as I did in the past, and it is so much easier to turn them down. But I don't starve myself from taking those things. If I want to eat that, I allow myself to do that. And that is part of the journey, is learning what works right and what doesn't. And I found a very good balance about where I can have that. I continue to keep focusing on keeping my fiber up and getting my proteins, fruits, and vegetables in every single day. And you know what? I've actually found that I like fruits and vegetables quite a bit along this journey. I continue to use my Weight Watchers app that's set on GLP-1, and I track my proteins, my fruits, my vegetables, and my water. Now, Weight Watchers did change their formula for counting the amount of proteins needed about a month or two ago. And for my current weight, it now shows that I should be getting in 113 grams of protein every day, along with 4 servings of fruits and vegetables. And I do a pretty good job of staying right within that target area. I also continue to stay hydrated. That is such an important thing on this journey. So I continue to drink at least 100 ounces of water per day. And as far as exercise, I still struggle. That has been a continuation where I struggle every day on that. And I still need to work on getting some strength training in. I do get steps in every day, but I still got to work on getting some other things. I go back to my doctor in a few weeks for another 3-month check and some blood work. But let's take a look about where I've been throughout this journey. Before Zepbound, my A1C was 6.7, and after 1 month on Zepbound, it dropped to 5.8. And my last A1C taken at the end of October was 4.3. Amazing how it has been going down and staying at a great level. And when I started Zepbound, my AST was 57 and my ALT was 79. If you don't know, these are liver enzymes that they check. And I was diagnosed with NASH because that's a more severe form of fatty liver disease. And it has continued to go down throughout the year as I get to these different things as I go. So it has continued to keep going down. And it's the blood work in October, my AST was 22 and my ALT was 20, which is well within the normal range. I also had a liver scan over the summer, and it did show that I do have some scarring of the liver. But I am hoping the Zepbound helps with this too. And I will get another scan later in 2025, and I'll compare those to see how things are going. But from the blood work, they're going in the right direction. All my other blood work continues to look awesome. And once again, I am so very thankful for this medication because without this, my blood work and everything, my health was going in the wrong direction. So that's my short update on my 1-year milestone. Overall, it has been a great experience so far, and I'm truly thankful that I made the choice to begin this journey. I really feel like it has been a life changer for me. And if you're like me and you struggle with your weight all your life and you have tried many diets over the years only to find yourself continuing to gain and to not lose that weight, I encourage you to talk to your doctor about GLP-1 medications like Zepbound. For me, it has been truly a life changer. So as we conclude today's weight loss journey, always remember every step we take on this path, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time we choose a healthy meal, every time we work out is complete. Every time we track our progress, every journal entry we make, every medication we complete, or meditation we complete, we're making a decision to be a better version of ourselves. We are all worth it. Stay motivated, stay strong, and let's make our next step a confident one. Thank you all so very much for being a part of this journey with me. Together, we can face our challenges and we can celebrate our victories. I will see you all next time. And remember, it is our journey, it is our pace, and our success. Thank you. Bye.
Morning sun is on my face, riding through this open space. Bellevue by my side, living life with arms spread wide. Chevy press on your screen, living large, chasing dreams.